Is today I'm going to react to can Tulip actually become champion from Vasco Games, and thank you for guys for letting me having 30 subscribers. My goal was 70 subscribers at the end of 2024, but I'm surprised to getting 30 before even the end of 2023. So let's react to his video, and I like his become champion series is good.
This is Tulip, the psychic-type gym leader in
The
Pokemon
seventh
Scarlet and
one
Violet.
that you
She's also
normally
a
fight.
very busy businesswoman and a fabulous lover of makeup. But is
Yes,
Tulip
way too
actually a
much.
good trainer? To find out, I decided to play through Pokemon
She's the
Scarlet
7th
as
gym
Tulip,
leader. I always
using her
thought she would be
post-game
not a
rematch
bad
scheme along with their
not a
abilities,
bad
movesets, and a whole
not a
bunch of other moves
bad
that might make this
trainer.
run near impossible. In fact, out of the 3 other gym leaders I've covered so far for this challenge, I've only been able to get to the champion rank once. I won't spoil which one, but you can find the links to their videos down below. For now,
it
may I
was
direct your
not
attention to our
Bressius.
first order of business. Building up
It
Tulip's
was
team.
Iono.
A solid 3 out of 5 Pokemon are available very early on. You can literally catch a Ralts before getting to the first town. And there's a fixed spawn for Flitto a little ways away from Cortando, some of which happen to be right below the level cap for gym number 1. And of course, we can't forget about her ace Pokemon, Flabebe. Now, while all 3 of these Pokemon are very cute, and none of them are particularly strong. In fact, Ralts has one of the lowest stat totals in the entire game. And this is going to be a problem because the first gym leader has a type advantage against psychic types, aka her bugs are gonna deal double damage. Yet despite the odds, Ralts could finish off Nimble and bulk its way through Tarantula thanks to its draining kiss attack. But it could not solo carry against the Teddiursa, meaning the outcome of this match rests in Flabebe's tiny little baby hands. Yeah, there's no chance for winning this. Given the restrictions of this run, I have to call this battle a loss. But since Scarlet and Violet are an open world game, where you could theoretically do the gyms in any order, the run itself is far from over. So we made our way towards the next gym where we once again lost. Yeah, this team sucks. I even tried to be sneaky and maxed out Ralts' evasiveness with double teams, so the Brassians got lucky both times and his Trailblaze hit, knocking us out. Meanwhile, our ace is more of a joker right now, barely being able to do any damage at all, let alone turn the tides of a battle. So before embarrassing myself 3 gym battles in a row, I went to take on some Titans and Team Star bases, where I managed to evolve both Ralts and Flabebe. And since I'd like to have a move stronger than Fairy Wind, I also went back to Los Platos for some TM hunting. You can find stored power near the west side of town, and since that move is only useful if you can get some buffs,
160? That's way too much.
This turned out to be an even bigger challenge than the gym battles, as my Caridon would simply fall below the surface of the water and drown. What a great time to find yet another glitch in these games. Wonder at what point I'll do a run where a new glitch doesn't happen. I'm still waiting. I'm on run number 6. Anyways, as if my patience wasn't tested enough, it was time to battle one of these games. Wonder at what point I'll do a run where a new glitch doesn't happen. I'm still waiting. I'm on run number 6.
Yeah, so I forgot how to count. This is more like run number 8. Personal run, Gita, Namona, Arvan, Aeona, okay. T, Bressius, and now Tulip. Yeah, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's correct. Got 6 hours of brain.
It was time to battle one of the toughest gym leaders in the region, Iono. I had Flitto pull a penny and spam Baby Doll Eyes to reduce Watro's attacks. Then Kirlia came in to spam Double Team, which once again didn't help, at all. And as if things weren't going bad enough, the Calm Mind stored power strategy fell flat on its face. For the previous 2 losses, we could at least get to the gym leader's ace. But against Iono, we couldn't even get through half of her team.
Last time I checked, you weren't doing anything to help out with the battles.
That's because you wouldn't typically have an Indeedee on your team.
But you are on my team now.
Fine, you want help? Watch.
That wasn't so hard now, was it?
That's not the point, Tulip. I'm only going to be on your team until you take me to see the professor at Area Zero. So you really shouldn't be relying on me to win these battles for you.
And here I thought Dendra finally brought me something more useful than those Medicham.
And I thought I'd be able to find at least one of my past selves. Yet here we are.
Then I guess both of us should keep looking.
When we got to Cascarafa...
Here I thought Dendra finally brought me something more useful than those Medicham.
And I thought I'd be able to find at least one of my past selves.
What?
Yet here we are.
Then I guess both of us
Yes.
should keep looking.
From the
Hey,
last
when
video,
we
it
got
was
the
really
Cascarafa, the
interesting.
gym staff told us that
Should watch
Coco
it
was
too. It's
currently
good.
away on business at Puerto Marinada. So Tulip and I trekked through the desert and once again ran into a fixed spawn Pokemon to add to her team, Girafarig. Then we beat up the guy near the
Oh, yeah,
marketplace and
we need
unlocked the
one more
ability to
Pokemon.
participate in auctions. This was good news because we had time to spare and could theoretically find a very useful item on sale here, the shiny stone.
It's
Needed it to
able to
evolve
color
Fluet
the
into
Fluet.
something a bit more useful. According to
I
both
don't know shiny
Bulbapedia
stone.
and Cerebi, there is a 1% chance of someone selling this stone. So I saved my game, set my calendar one day forward, and then went back in to check on the new set of items. For some reason, you only have to do the forwards in time thing once, so doing more resets was a bit faster. However, each reset still took about a minute to do, because this game takes so long to load, so I knew I was gonna be here for a while. What I didn't realize is how long of a while it would be, as I listened through a whole Trash Taste episode and found a grand total of 0 shiny stones. Yay! But I did get 3 dust stones, a dawn stone, and a moonstone. Anyways, I came to the conclusion that while resetting the auction house is technically a method you could use to find an item, such as an evolutionary stone or a cool Pokeball, the odds are so absurdly low that you really shouldn't waste your time on them. What I decided to do instead is go take down the lurking Steel Titan and unlock higher jumps. That way I could get to Alfornada and grab the shiny stone that spawns by the little lake at the top of the mountain range. What I didn't
That was
expect
easier.
was to find a shiny Pokemon along the way.
What?
It was easier to find a full odds shiny than to get a shiny stone in the marketplace. A waste of time, I tell ya. And I did all of this just to evolve one single Pokemon. It better be worth it. It was worth it! Finally, we won a gym badge, in part thanks to the debuffing power of those Florges charms. This also meant we could now evolve both Curlia and Girafarig into something a little more useful, then make our way to Medali to grab my favorite Paldean snack from the ice cream stand, and challenge Gym Leader Larry. Our newly evolved Girafarig was super useful in this battle, since its psychic typing would bait Larry's Komala into spamming Sucker Punch. But thanks to our Armor Tail ability, all of Komala's priority moves were simply negated, meaning
But
we could
that's
take a
our
little
OP
nap and still
ability
come out on top with our
for
HP completely untouched. The Staraptor was a bit scary, but our devilish charms helped us bulk through its attacks and win the battle with ease. Not only did we get ourselves another gym badge, but our useless little Flittle finally evolved into something even a champion would use. To avoid getting dragged into a double battle, I decided to stay near the outskirts of Montenevera and listen to the events of the fight. It sounded like Rhyme's Mimikyu did the exact same thing as Larry's Komala, trying to spam Shadow Sneak, and then it just gets cancelled every single time. This effectively made the battle a 2v1, meaning Tulip could easily sweep through Rhyme's team, and with the Ghost Badge in hand, we only had one more gym to go. And it's actually right up the mountain!
Hold that thought.
But it's literally right there!
Doesn't matter. I have a meeting with a very important client, and I'm not about to let my business suffer just to complete that witch's gym circuit.
Sounds like you really don't like Gita.
Well, we've got very similar styles. But unfortunately, she's the one running Paldea.
Is that some jealousy I sense?
Can't hide my emotions from your kind, eh? But you're right. Even though she's stronger than most trainers, La Primera lacks the leadership skills necessary to run the whole region. I mean, didn't you hear what happened at the academy?
Vaguely, but it's all the more reason you could go get that last gym badge, and then you can show her who's actually boss.
Don't worry, we'll get to it eventually. For now, I have some more important business to take care of. Speaking of which, I also have a job for you.
The job was to follow around Dendra and look for another Pokemon to add to Tulip's team. No more Medicham. We'll be looking for a Gallade. Now, you might be wondering, why didn't I just catch and use 2 routes at the beginning of the run? That would have easily solved the Gallade issue and given me another Pokemon to use in the first 3 gym battles that I lost. The answer is a simple one. Tulip doesn't add Gallade to her team until after you beat her gym. Some might say I'm being too strict with these rules, but I genuinely want to experience what these games would feel like from the point of view of these characters. One such experience I would have missed out on completely is looking for a wild Gallade. The main reason this hunt turned out to be so difficult was due to the lack of reliable information online, which has been quite noticeable with Scarlet and Violet specifically. Typically, you can just search up where to find X Pokemon on YouTube, and you'll find a bunch of videos telling you just that. And in their defense, the videos were helpful in pointing out 2 places you could find the Gallade, but neither of them were in Alfornada. So I went to Cerebi, an extremely reliable site with information on Pokemon moves, stats, and locations. And what did Cerebi say? You can find Gallade in the the Alfornata Caverns. So I grabbed a tropical sandwich from the Every Which Way and started looking through the
That's so
cave,
big.
only to see a bunch of Medicham
Way
and
too many.
Makuhita. I did notice that there was a part of the cave that could only be reached by climbing, so for the benefit of the doubt, I went to take on the False Dragon Titan, unlocked climbing, and found nothing. Well, an Umbreon, but definitely no Gallades. So then I decided to scour the web even more. Game 8. Ranked boost, eBay. Why is this even a search result? Most of the sites I went to did have the correct information. However, some of them didn't include things like the level spreads or the actual percentage of the rarity. If I wanted to see something listed as super rare, I'd just look in the official Pokemon book. Meanwhile, others had icons and numbers that didn't really give me much confidence. I mean, there's no way Gallade is spawning at level 1 up in the mountains. One website I found particularly interesting was Nintendo Everything. That's because they had also mentioned Alfornata Cave as a potential location. They included picture proof and even gave a good sandwich recipe to try and boost your encounter rates. Good job on writing this. Dawn? Is the same person selling Gallades on eBay? I sure hope not, but that would be kind of funny. Anyways, I made the suggested sandwich, looked around the area, and found nothing. As I later learned, that's because Gallade don't spawn at nighttime, something this article forgot to mention. As a last resort, I decided to check on Bulbapedia, and even there it listed the usual locations I've seen so far. I clicked through the Alfornata Cavern one, and would you look at that? A nice list of every Pokemon that could be found in the cave, as well as the odds of encountering them, the level spread, and even terrain type. But most importantly, there is no Gallade in sight. If Gallade didn't spawn in the caves, why is it listed as a spawn location on all these sites, including Bulbapedia? Anyways, I backed out to the more general South Province Area 6 page, and would you look at that? Gallade, 1% spawn rate in the mountains, unless it's nighttime. So I went to look again, and what did I find? A Gallade by the mountains during the day near Alfornata. Whoever
That's
did the
cool,
location data on
but they did
Bulbapedia,
it too
good
much
job.
time,
Every
like
other
too
site I went
much.
to, do better.
Getting down to business, I see.
Well, yeah, you'd think with the internet we'd have easy access to useful information. Instead, I ended up wasting so much time getting misled and misinformed, and the worst part is, they all made a profit off of it.
Yikes. Yeah, that does sound like it's bad for business, especially in the long term. Anyways, you found me a new Pokemon?
Ah, right, here you go. A Gallade.
What's wrong?
I just sensed a really strong gust of negative emotion coming from that way.
The windmills?
Judging from how strong it is, it might be one of my other selves.
Well then, sounds like you've got more business to take care of.
Indeed.
So, what is it we're looking for exactly?
Most likely a Mareep. It's the only one I could think of that had this much anger, and it feels like it should be right around the corner. No way.
An earthquake? We get those every once in a while.
No, the flow of negative emotion, it's gone.
Maybe they just fell asleep. We all need our beauty rest after all, so let's keep looking.
No need. I think I found them.
That thing? That is not a Mareep.
Indeed, but it is exactly where I last sensed the emotions.
I believe one of Dendra's colleagues at the Academy used to research these things, but she's a history buff with a strange sense of fashion, so this thing must have been here for a long time.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that.
Although I will say, I did not think these ancient nails would be so pretty.
There's no reaction whatsoever. You're right though, it is very crystal-like. Seems kind of familiar. Maybe the professor would know something?
Excellent thinking. Use that network of yours to find a solution. Let's snap a picture for later.
The final gym battle started off on the wrong foot since Grusha's Frostmoth has a bug-type move. However, our Gardevoir has a fire-type move and Gallade a
That's
fighting-type
so
one,
pretty.
both of which are super
Like,
effective
man,
against
how
ice
did
types.
you get
And
the
having collected
Katie
all 8
video?
gym badges, it was time to
not
prepare
the
for the
Katie
day
video,
before.
how did
So
you go
usually,
to
all
the
I need to do at this point is
jump
make
room?
my Hiko sandwich and hunt down a bunch of Chansey for EXP. But in order to fully match Tulip's team, I had to go and take down the remaining 2 Team Star bosses. That's because you can only get the TM for Energy Ball from the lighthouse that's in Ortega's base, and the TM for close combat is given out by Eri. Funny enough, even with her type advantage, Tulip would have lost the battle against
What?
Eri. Kinda makes me want to do an Eri run. Anyways, with our TMs in hand,
Yeah,
it was
Eri
time
is
to go
way
challenge
too
Team
strong
Before.
for
The match last
anybody.
week, it was a breeze,
She might
thanks
have
to that
a
energy
full
ball and the way
flying
she
type
played, but
and
the fire
over
roll
level,
proved
and
to
still
be
would
a
be
real
hard.
problem. We started out strong with Mystical Fire, but her Magnezone set up a light screen which cuts her special attack damage in half. We managed to spam our way through it with Shadow Balls. It even got the Corviknight to knock itself out with Brave Bird, which left both Tulip and Poppy with their ace Pokemon. This was a problem because Steel types have a resistance to all of Florges' attacks, and Florges has a very low physical defense stat, so low that even the Charm strategy fails. Simply put, Poppy always wins. If we were to somehow magically get through Poppy, Tulip would be able to win against Larry. However, her performance against Hassel all comes down to luck. In both of my attempts, his Icicle Crash got Florges to flinch, which in turn made us lose the battle. In theory, Tulip could win against Hassel if the flinch doesn't happen, but in practice... Anyways, that just leaves Gita, and oh boy gamers, my hopes were not high. The champion sets up a Reflect to lower her physical attack damage, meaning Faraparig would have to spam Crunch twice as much to get the knockout. Glaze can make quick work of her King Gambit and Go-Goat, and Gardevoir could easily melt away her Iceberg. Even her Veluza was easy pickings. But could Glimora turn things around? Maybe. Okay, maybe not. Our Spathra could deal some major damage and set the stage for Florges to shine. And with one final Moonblast, I got my answer. Could Tulip win against Gita and claim the title of champion?
Yes, she can.
She could definitely win against Gita, but since Tulip could not win against Poppy, she wouldn't even get this far. So unfortunately, Miss Makeup Queen over here cannot become champion.
Good.
What?
I'm already busy enough as it is. I don't have the time to deal with all the extra responsibilities that come with being a champion-ranked trainer.
Wow, you really don't feel beaten up about it at all.
Hey, I got to show Gita who's actually stronger in battle, and that is good enough for me.
That's great for you and all, but I kinda needed you to get the rank so we could get permission to go down into Area Zero.
Those kind of honorifics are just makeup used to cover up the real requirements.
Now that you mention it, I definitely got to go there twice without my trainer getting the rank.
See? Now let me pull some strings real quick, and we'll be on our way.
So is it just me, or did these strings pull you?
The nerve of that witch. Making someone as busy as me deliver a package? Ugh.
I didn't really sense any malice from her when she did it.
You're about to sense some malice from me if you keep taking her side.
Yikes. Snappy like a Sharpedo. Anyways, looks like we're almost there.
Oh my, when Gita said she'd found someone to deliver my package, I did not expect that someone to be Paldea's gorgeous makeup queen.
Seems like someone is well versed in the art of flattery. And might I add, you were quite gorgeous yourself, Professor.
But of course, Miss Tulip, I have been using her makeup for ages.
Well, I'm glad to hear that my products have their use, even in the depths of Area Zero. Speaking of which, I am simply exhausted from the long walk. This part. We did work together for that gym challenge.
Miss with a Pokemon.
I'd rather not network at all. That word feels so achy.
Oh my. Did you just talk?
Indeed. And not only am I capable of speech, I have had the displeasure of meeting you many times before.
What now?
This is my 4th time meeting you, Professor, and in all of our previous encounters, you've sent me back in time, unable to retrieve me, thanks to the Butterfree effect.
Ugh. I need a moment to process this. We've tested for that before. It shouldn't be an actual problem.
Is that what your assistant thinks as well?
My who? How do you know so much?
I told you, we've met before. You know what? Maybe this would be easier if you wrote a letter or something. That way I don't have to explain it to you every time.
You truly do speak like someone who's traveled through time.
You should ask her about the thing.
Has Miss Tulip traveled through time as well?
No, just me. But the last time, you told me to look for any of my past selves, since that would help you figure out the whole Butterfree effect problem. Tulip's just helping me look.
Finding a past instance of yourself that would not only prove the Butterfree effect, but also provide crucial information on the true nature of time. So, have you found anything?
No
Don't
remorse
forget
or
about the
anything. Just
crystallized-
instantly excited about the science part. No, we couldn't find
Crystallized
any of my
thing,
3
don't forget
previous
about
selves.
it.
So then, what was Miss Tulip referring to?
Oh, at one point I could sense a burst of really strong negative emotion, one which I felt as my past self, but then when we followed its traces, the only thing we found was this.
Now that is quite interesting.
You recognize it?
The nail itself looks exactly like the ones Rhinefort researched, but its composition is different. Those crystals look the same as the ones down here, in Area Zero.
I don't believe we saw anything like that on our way down here.
I would be more than happy to show you, Miss Tulip, but first, I need you to sign these papers.
Wait, Tulip, no signing anything, not until she writes me a letter.
Now that's how you strike a good deal.
Fine, I will write up everything we've discussed so far. Then we can go to where the crystals are.
Wow, this room is simply too gorgeous.
I couldn't agree with you more. These crystals are simply stunning.
I see what you meant though. They look exactly the same as the nail we found.
Which is cause for concern. These crystals aren't just for show. They hold tremendous power.
I suspected as much. That NDA of yours was more strict than any I have seen before, and I've seen enough of those for one lifetime.
That's because this information is too dangerous for others to know. After all, if I could build a time machine using these crystals' power, what atrocities could a malicious man commit if he finds out about their existence?
I see. Then perhaps we should have been more prudent after discovering that nail.
Worry not, Miss Tulip. Given the nail's obscure location, I doubt anyone would have accidentally stumbled upon it so soon. And I've already asked my trusty assistant to contact Gita and Ryford immediately. They should be able to take care of the situation promptly.
Great, so my mission is complete.
I'm afraid not. While you did discover something interesting, I need a pass to you to understand the implications of the Butterfree effect.
I don't like where this is going.
Alas, the only solution I can come up with is to send you through time again.
And if I don't find another me?
We keep going until you do.
I don't like this one bit.
This is simply a task that you cannot refuse. The amount of knowledge that can be gained from this experiment's success far outweighs the discomfort you may experience.
Do you even hear yourself? Absolutely not.
Miss Tulip, this business partner of yours, they are actually your Pokemon, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Then how about you and I have ourselves a little battle? If you win, I will let you take some of these crystals back home. Who knows what kind of beautiful makeup you can craft with them. And if I win, you'll lend me his Pokeball so that I can run my experiment. How does that sound?
Very tempting.
Don't do it, Tulip. I can sense her confidence. She knows she can win this.
But does she know that I won against Gita? If La Primera couldn't defeat me, I doubt this professor could.
Oh no, you somehow have even more confidence than her.
Exactly. So don't worry. The battle will be over before you know it.
Sada's lead instantly obliterates our giraffe, but we manage to outspeed it with a Spathra. The bad news is that her Flutter Mane is even faster, taking out both his Spathra and Glade. Her Sandy Shocks easily finishes off her Gardevoir, and even Florges barely pulls through with just 1 HP to go. And the worst part is that even if we drop her one-time heal, the Brute Bonnet absolutely obliterates all of our hopes of victory. Even I wasn't strong enough to take it down. Oh, it was over before I knew it, alright.
And you know what that means.
I can't believe you're so happy about it.
Well, we are one step away from making a major scientific breakthrough.
Except there's no guarantee I'll find another me, and I'm pretty sure being an Indeedee really helped my odds. Who knows what I'll turn into next time?
Wait a moment.
Magikarp.
You change forms as well?
Yeah?
Fascinating. There's nothing in the time machine or travel process that could yield such results.
Well, if it's not the time machine, then is it the tea you served us earlier?
Jasmine tea makes you change forms.
Jasmine? Not Ballonly? Now that I think about it, the flavor wasn't even close.
So it's not the tea then. Although, tell me more about this Ballonly.
It was just the tea I had before that didn't sit with me so well, so I thought maybe this was something similar, but I guess not.
All right. Well, in that case, let me add this form change information to my letter real quick. And done. Now then.
Time machine?
So you are used to this part already.
Unfortunately, I am.
He's
Well
too
then,
many
safe
times
travels,
traveled
little one.
to
Come
the
find me once you've
past.
discovered the whereabouts of the other yous next time.
To the past he goes. To the past. Voice. This is interesting. Studio.
So this is where the energy signal
What?
came
Didn't
from.
finish?
It seems like you're on the move again. But I won't let you have your way this time, Terapagos.
Tropicals? Who's Tropicals? He broke it. No. No, he broke it. But guys, have a good day. I wish you have a good day. And I like this series. I wish you watch him too. Go subscribe to Basketball Games and to me. Goodbye. Have a good